night. Winning game number 1, losing game number 2. Looking to take it himself. It is, of course, Aces MMA as the Red Terran. And yeah, Polar Knight, another map that we've seen quite a lot of today.
Yeah, we've seen this map played a lot, actually. The vetoes, the new maps, they got vetoed a lot. Especially Habitation Station. I think we saw it like once or twice, that's it. And
pretty much.
Was Prolos's. I guess people not big fan of gold bases. We saw... I feel like we saw Heavy Rain more than we saw Habitation Station.
Yeah, we did. We've seen Heavy Rain like 3 times, I think. But I gotta admit, I do like Heavy Rain. It has like this funkiness which I can't put my finger on it. Do you know what I mean? It's just like really funky. Fine, whatever. But yeah, we are into this, and no gas has been taken before the racks, means that we will not have any very, very fast Banshee plays. But the gas being taken right now for MMA looks like it will be... Ooh. And... Dayshi's is a little bit late. Dayshi's looks like a reactor opening via Reaper opening for Acer, so... That could be just a little bit off. He's got about 6-7 seconds difference. So that does give MMA an advantage there if they both go for the Reaper openings. And
to get his quicker, but... overall, like, shouldn't change all that much, I think. I don't think he's enough of a difference to basically say that he's gonna go reactor instead. But you could be wrong. You could be right, I mean.
Yeah, like, if not, he's just gonna have to wait like like about 8 to 9 seconds after the barracks finishes up to get that Reaper, which, that's time that you're losing out, so we'll have to wait and see. Barracks does finish up, and yeah, he is going for the Reaper, but no, Dayshi goes for the Marine.
Yeah, that's... Do you think he wants to go for a factory with this, or are you still gonna stick with the reactor?
He should go for the reactor. I feel like he wanted to go for a Reaper, but he's like, actually, I'm too late.
Yeah, if he has only one Marine, and then goes for a reactor, isn't he gonna die against a Reaper?
Oh no, you always go 2 Marines, then the reactor.
Oh, okay.
Just to make sure you have that little...
You know TVT a lot better than me.
Yeah.
Safe to say.
Yeah, I've been casting quite a lot of TVT recently, but there is the factory, like you were anticipating, and we should see reactor once he hits 50 gas. Now, the Reaper does finish up and is going to go after that SCV. No, he lets the SCV go. Interesting.
Well, he doesn't let it go. Maybe he's trying to hide exactly what he's doing.
Could be.
Because he didn't scout yet, so maybe he's trying to surprise his opponent. He hopes that Dayshi didn't go for some kind of early Reaper. And in this case, it's not the case. But Dayshi's ready for this.
Yeah, and Dayshi actually isn't going for a reactor because I believe he's going for Cloak Banshee because he is taking his second geyser.
So oh, this is going to be spotted! MMA sees one of the gas being mined from, not the other. Actually, he didn't even see the gas, so... Well, he knows there is a gas, obviously, but not seeing the 2 gas here, he's not going to be able to know exactly what he's up against. He might go for a scan now.
That is a very good point.
Even though I think he should wait, because you don't need to scout that early.
Yeah, it's normally always the natural one that you go for. With this, you always go for the once the natural finishes up and gets that scan, then he should drop it. But he could, he can still sacrifice the Reaper. It should be okay to scout everything, and that's exactly what he's going to do. And he saw everything he needed to see the starport and the tech lab waiting to be used. And there's the command center for Dayshi to follow it up with some standard macro play.
This is an interesting build here by Dayshi. He's mixing it up himself a little bit here. Getting a Widow Mine as well with this. Of course, Cloak now only costs 100 gas, which is gonna help. But Dayshi doesn't have unlimited supplies of it.
I like this by MMA, and then each Reaper to the Watchtower. That gives him a lot of vision if the Banshees fly through that. They will get spotted, and that gives him a little bit of an advantage. MMA is even going for the eBay already, so he can add on those turrets and protect himself. And a Viking, so yeah, he should be good. Of course, this doesn't guarantee that he's going to clean it up, no problems. Once again, as we saw in the last game, Dayshi was prepared and still took like 12 worker kills or something like that. So yeah, like it's you have no idea how it can easily swap around, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the Banshee.
MMA, having seen that the starport is gonna get the turrets on time to make sure he can build. It's actually that Reaper gonna meet the Banshee and die along with it.
And there's a free little kill. Reaper's 50 gas, some resources, some map awareness that he doesn't have, and the Widowmine and the Viking are trying to intercept this. Oh my god, the Widowmine might actually get this though. He turns around.
He saw
Cloak
it.
is not available. Yeah.
Oh, Cloak is still not finished. This is gonna get snapped. nicely done by MMA here. Great starts from him in this game. Dayshi is still ahead on supply because he's got a few more units, especially in army, I think. Actually, no, he's ahead on walkers.
Ooh. And where's this Banshee gonna fly? Okay, smart move from Dayshi to make sure he doesn't fly directly across the center of the map, because there's a double mind game here that he's pretty much anticipating this Widowmine to be in a position where MMA is anticipating him to go. So a smart little mind game coming out of both of them there, and Dayshi will get the advantage. But there's already turrets, and he's lost one already. The tech hasn't paid for itself yet, so he's in a little bit of a tough position as his natural does get landed. Meals stuck falling from the skies.
We're gonna have bio from both players in this game, and Dayshi is already making a bunch of tanks. He might be gearing up for some kind of early pressure when he gets a few tanks, like 3 or 4. Even though he's getting the third command center, Dayshi likes to be very aggressive in TVT. Sometimes if you let this guy take position, he's really gonna try and benefit from it and abuse the fact that you make that mistake. So we'll see how this develops.
Yeah, like it's quite weird. The builds are nearly identical, but reversed. They're each doing each other's builds from the last game. Everything's kind of evening up. There's the third CC morphing into an orbital right now, so Dayshi can try and get back into the game, economically. And has the Banshee? It's got like 2 kills, 2 worker kills, so that's okay. But it still needs a lot more to justify the first Banshee getting killed off so fast. And a 6 Marine drop flying towards the main base as well. Turret being erected there, so that might be able to kill the turret. Oh, sorry, the medevac.
Yeah, that's gonna help definitely. There's a tank misreadied. Okay, it's actually gonna be sent at the natural, but Dayshi doesn't have any units in his main, so he might end up losing SCVs regardless. He's gonna have to react very, very quickly. Actually, that Banshee barely getting away for now. Should be able to escape.
Yeah, it should be fine, and so close to getting picked off. There's the drop into the main base, though. The turret did get that. No, what got the medevac?
I guess the turret got it. What?
No, there's a Widowmine behind the gas.
Oh, wow. And I guess some units landed and those SCVs disposed of them. Man, that Widowmine, even I didn't see it. So
yeah, that's the new thing, isn't it? You can only see it's there because, of course, the countdown, the cooldown timer. I like that MMA's just placing Widowmines, very close towards Dayshi's base. There's Widowmines very close to each other, actually.
It's a minefield.
Yeah. They're gonna make some friends soon, and
send Jeremy Renner in. Have you seen the
Hurt Locker? Be very careful here. There's gonna be some splash damage.
Yeah, no! But this is actually gonna be held behind, and Dayshi doesn't. Oh, okay, he does realize. He's gonna come back for this. The supply is still very even. As I mentioned, Dayshi, he has a few tanks. He wants to gain position over his opponent, so he's gonna start moving across the map. But MMA is completely ready for this. Oh my God, he just kills so much.
Yeah, and even a Widowmine getting picked off there, which is well, it's not the most expensive of units, but still gas it. Needs that gas, and he's going for a bit of a doom drop here, as we do have a triple medevac flying towards that main base, and this should actually do well if he doesn't get picked up by the turrets. But actually, this Marine could spot this, does start dealing that damage, and pick up the Marines, MMA, with your medevacs and drop them into the main, but no, he doesn't. And there are units up here. That tank's got a siege up. And a turret is dealing damage to the medevacs. SCV's getting pulled as well. The tanks are not being sieged up, so the tank of MMA's is doing a lot of damage there. He is going to start sieging them up. There's only 2 Marines. There's 1 Marine left now. And
the Banshee actually abandoned ship and basically escapes as soon as possible. Only 7 SCVs have been killed with this, and MMA, with the nice supply lead now, is looking to take his 3rd. So is Dayshi. Still a very close game, but 11 Marines being produced at the time here by Dayshi from all of these barracks.
Yeah, he actually has really good production. Upgrade wise, they've both got 1-1 with 2-2. With the +1 armor in production. Dayshi actually has the big advantage then. He's adding on a second eBay, so he can start to double produce those upgrades that really take a head. Let's have a look at the other upgrades. We've got combat shields, and yeah, that's the only other upgrade missing is combat shields and cloak. So not too much, but MMA, I don't know if he knows about this third base, but he does have the much scarier army in my opinion, so he could go out and try and pressure or force the lift off here, at least get some economic damage done by killing some workers.
Yeah, MMA, he's definitely going to try to pressure here. He's happy with the amount of units he has in the game. Actually, the players clash here a little bit in the middle of the game. MMA sieges, he has 5 tanks. Dayshi's losing everything.
Oh my god, and he picks up the last two tanks. It's just nice little move. Nearly loses the medevac. That was so close. If he had lost that, that would have been critical. And he's got siege up these tanks in nice position to make sure that the third doesn't get bombarded way too quickly.
And Dayshi's setting up, the tanks very nicely here, but MMA is going to keep on pressing forward. Both players having vision from just these medivacs. They have to be careful, man. They are barely out of the range of each other right now.
Yeah, so close. And he is just chilling. Of course, they're granted the high ground vision. There are, well, are there any Vikings? We got one Viking for MMA and one more in production. He is bringing it from the center of the map with that Raven. And the Raven's a nice little addition because, of course, you can drop turrets and stuff like that. And he will take the...
Oh, that single Viking pushed back those medivacs, and that's the cue for MMA to steam and get in there with his tanks, doing a ton of damage onto those Marines and SCVs of Dayshi. MMA wants to trade as well as possible. Oh. He's doing just that right now. He's killed a lot of walkers during this fight. He's gonna be pushed back, but at what cost? He's done really much damage with this attack.
Yeah, about 14 workers did get picked off there. Units lost overall is very, very even. And like,
MMA is 0-0 on his tanks, and he's 1-1 on his bio forces. Dayshi is about to get +2 for his bio and +1 for his tanks. So if he stabilizes here, I think he's going to be in a great position. It kind of feels like MMA is sort of all in. He's committing a lot to this attack just because of the way he's not upgrading behind this. He's going to go for a drop in the main, and Dayshi is not ready.
No, and this is going to be very, very hard for him to actually deal with. The units going to trickle in one by one. The production is kind of getting camped, and some of it will get taken out. And of course, this comes down to Dayshi now. He's got to split his units in the right. Then he's actually moving across the map to maybe get some, a map awareness and hold the position on the map to keep his third alive while he deals with the damage in the main. And there are a lot of medevacs coming in here with the Law Marines, which will eventually clean this up.
I think a sensor tower here will be in order to really help with this, not let it happen. Yeah. Both players still have great production here, but the upgrades lead is for Dayshi with the 2-1 bioforces, the soon-to-be 1-0 tanks, and MMA. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps up the pressure with some medivac drops as in a head-on fight. He doesn't have much of a chance unless he siege and Dayshi attacks into him, which might be what will happen here. Because Dayshi, he's dealt with this. Now he has a good upgrade advantage, which might be able to he might be able to anticipate if he goes for the fight. This is going to be very hard for MMA to hold.
Yeah, and the bio is kind of on the right-hand side. The tanks are on the left. So this is... Oh, the tank. That's exactly what Dayshi's going to try and do. He does siege up his tanks. He stims up. Both the armies are still fighting here. A lot more medevacs, it feels like, for Dayshi, so there is more repair. And they're both dropping in supply. It's so close, I can't tell what's going on. But Dayshi is actually going to take this, and he is going to force the left off. And there is actually a drop into the mid base that is killing a turret because medevac got picked up. But he just killed...
It looks like Dayshi's in a dominant position now. How can MMA win? His reaction is to drop in the main, drop in the third. That one medivac drop, he's going to be able to maybe take out that orbital command. He's not repairing or reacting right now, Dayshi. He has to be careful. The SCVs were pulled back though. The SCVs were saved from the third base here of MMA. So this is going to be important. That orbital command is going to fall. Dayshi was not paying attention. He had enough units to kill this and repair. He's just going to let it die.
Oh wow, I was not expecting that. Picks up the units and boosts them away. The SCVs, for some reason, come into that. And 2 tanks outside, actually maybe even 4 tanks will get picked off. But they did have a decent trade there to pick off a lot of Marines. And MMA's at 108 v 143. Economically, he's going to be ahead. And Dayshi lifts off his main to relocate that to a new third location. But right now it's 4. Is it 4? Yes, 4 orbitals.
Oh, I love the reaction here by Dayshi. You're flying his main into his third base. And having lost that base on the right hand side is a big deal, but he still has much more walkers. 66. He's ahead on army supply right now. Dayshi in a great position to possibly win this game. MMA has to be very careful with that one medivac drop. He needs to keep that active as much as possible. MMA could actually do the same. With his main command center, he could just fly it and take a new base with it. Because look, he's mining so much gas, he's got way too much gas.
Yeah, he has another orbital just chilling in the natural by the barracks. So he does have 4 orbitals here. Like, that's a good economy. So if Dayshi does have to be careful. Like, if I was Dayshi, I'd try and end it sooner than later, because if he lets his opponent macro up. And we also have the 3-3 from MMA as opposed to Dayshi, who's not getting it right now.
He didn't just catch up on upgrades, he's also starting to get ahead. It's going to take a while before these upgrades kick in. Yes. But if they do kick in, I do think that MMA is going to have a great lead in this game. He's caught up. He was behind like 40 supply, but somehow with this nice medivac drop on the top right hand side, his trademark, MMA has done the damage he had to do.
Yeah, there's not much of a difference between them, and pretty much all of that is worker difference. So that does mean MMA is in a good position, army-wise. And of course, he's not missing that many SCVs because he does have like 2 extra orbitals over his opponent. So yeah, that does make a difference. He scans, sees the army. How many tanks are there? There's 6 tanks for Dayshi. And 7, actually 7 in total, and 5 for MMA. MMA's in a bad position though.
Oh, Dayshi has to be careful. He gets in there against the tanks. He's gonna take a ton of damage. His units were misplaced here.
Oh my god! Oh my god, is that actually happening? Is he gonna lose that many units for absolute?
Look at all the dead bodies, man.
Oh my god, there's so much blood. Oh, that was a terrible idea there for Dayshi. Like, he just donated like 20 army supply, and we can see here the army supply advantage for MMA is huge now.
Yeah, MMA, he always has 1 or 2 Vikings to take out these medivacs of his opponent. Then as soon as he has the air control, he works very well with his tanks to gain more terrain and get a good engagement, basically.
Yeah, I actually don't know who's gonna
look at
this thus far.
2 tanks are in the range to shoot down that tank from Dayshi. And MMA has played this so well here. After he was behind, he's still behind on the supply count, but 2 tanks are left behind here by Dayshi, by the way.
And yeah.
Oh, he's got another command center. Dayshi could secure himself the top right, or the middle right hand side base. And MMA is starting to move across the map. He's the one who wants to be active now.
And what's it? Let's have a look at the tank numbers again. It's 6v7, so it's pretty close. The 3v3 is getting very close, at about 30 seconds away for MMA, and that gives him a bit of an advantage.
Oh, MMA lost a lot of SCVs. He's actually quite ahead on army now. 114. 3-3 is about to kick in. If he waits for 3-3 and takes a 5-roll fight, he's going to be able to end the game. Dayshi has to be very careful. He needs to turtle very well now.
Yeah, and it looks like he could lose some depots maybe. Yeah, I like this by MMA. Might as well go for the depots, supply cap him if you can, and he will actually supply cap Dayshi with those kills. And at this moment in time, he can't be, he can't really afford too many depots, and then of course he can't afford not to be producing. But his +2 is about to finish up for his tanks, and that will give him that advantage. But it's 3-3 for the bio, and a couple of Marines are actually getting some worker kills at the 3rd base. They get picked up and saved. And there's also 4 Marines at maybe the 4th base that will be taken very soon.
The tank count is in Dayshi's favor, 11 against 8, but the Marines, 90 Marines against 58. Are you kidding me? And those Marines, they are 3-3 against 2-2. MMA gets against 3-2 actually.
Oh my god. Dayshi comes down here with a pack of his units, trying to clean up that low squad of Marines, and then realizes that is the main army of MMA, and he gets it into a good positioning. And oh my god, the tanks are sieging up onto
the tanks of Dayshi were not shooting for the longest time. MMA now finally with the supply lead is called back up. He snipes the expansion. Those SCVs are trapped here. The engineering bay is gonna die. Dayshi was thinking about dropping. There's still a lot of Marines down there. Actually, those tanks of Dayshi are dying. MMA finally pulling with the lead.
Yeah, and he has got a very big lead. He's down by 30 workers, so he's up by about 50, 60 army supply, and he's going to go for those SCVs in a second. Actually, going for the depots, making sure that that Dayshi cannot reinforce his army because he cannot build any more units. And I think he might actually sacrifice the SCVs and go in with everything here. Like, it looks like that's what you might want to do. Oh, I think he is. Todd, do you think he is?
Yes, I think MMA now is in the dominant position. I don't see how Dayshi could make this work. He's mining from one base. Oh, he's actually going for it. Dayshi has had enough. He knows he wants to make something happen now. It's now or never, so he goes for the attack. He has so many tanks, actually not so much bioforces. Those Marines are gonna tank forever from MMA. Dayshi picks up and tries to leave, but MMA steams and ends up winning 2-1. He's gonna be our final player qualified.